Today, Kevin is going to attempt to make Patsy's Italian Ricotta Cheesecake. What the deal is we watched a show on TV, a special called Paul Goes to Hollywood. And it's literally Paul Hollywood. And he visited this place in New York called Patsy's. They showed them making the cheesecake, but they did not give exactly the exact amounts.
For most of it they did, but for a few pieces they didn't.
They didn't. So we are going to attempt it in this video. So what do we need?
We got two pieces. We got a crust and we got filling. So this is for the crust. You need 2 cups of flour, 3/4 cup of sugar, 1 egg beaten, and then 1 stick of butter melted. So that's for the crust. Then for the filling, you need 3 pounds, which each one of these is 2 pounds each. So you need 6 pounds with 3 2-pound tubs.
So 6 pounds.
6 pounds total of ricotta cheese. We just got this at Walmart, great value. You need 3 cups of sugar, 6 eggs. You don't have to beat these up, I just did. 1 teaspoon of clear vanilla. You're gonna need some cinnamon just to put in there. You literally just shake it. And you need an orange just so you can have your little zester to zest some of the peel off. That's all you need for the ingredients. I'm gonna make the crust up first, which is super, super easy. I'm literally just gonna dump everything in this bowl and work it with my hands. So I'm just gonna go for it.
So at the beginning of the recipe, I said we did not know his exact recipe. So his name is Sal, the guy's name. So Kevin is gonna add another egg because...
This is very crumbly. It's not as smooth. Theirs was almost like a bread flour, whereas this is very crumbly. I mean, I could take this and press it in there, but it's not gonna be the same as what they had. So I'm gonna add, the only ingredient we weren't sure of was the egg. So I'm gonna add 1 more egg.
So we're putting like, that's probably literally like 1.5 teaspoons of flour, just to
make it not quite so sticky.
Right, because it's really sticky right now.
Alright, so I got it pretty much in a ball, and I put some flour on my surface. This does feel better. It's still a little sticky, but I think if much softer. So it just needed another egg. Yeah, this one I can actually move, and you can see it's not getting into little balls, crumbling. So yeah, I can work this. So I think this is what we needed. So you want it to get to where it has a little texture where it kind of has a little stretch to it. Mine's still coming apart. So I'm gonna keep kneading this until it gets more of a stretch to it. Take this, I've thinned out the center, and I'm just gonna put it in my pan, and I'm gonna see if I can't work it up the sides like this instead of rolling it, and just kind of pressing it a little bit. Now technically it's supposed to be over the edges, and then you like flip it over, but I may not be able to do that. Stand mixer, let me just tell you, this is it in the pan final. I was going to try to leave some off the edge and flip it over like they did, like flip it over the top a little bit, and they just have a little ring of it. I couldn't do that with this dough, so I ended up taking it off, making it pretty even, and just pressing some of those loose pieces back in the bottom to thicken it up a little bit. I think it'll be fine. So you want to take your 3 containers of ricotta cheese and put it in your stand mixer. add my clear vanilla, my eggs, sugar. I'm kind of hoping my mixing bowl is big enough for all this. The cinnamon, they literally just sprinkled some in there like that. And then your orange zest. Okay, so I got it on my mixer. This is gonna have to be a slow mix right at first at least, to make sure it doesn't all fly everywhere. Finished mixing, I just scraped down my paddle and it's definitely thickened up, or it's definitely mixed up pretty well. So I'm just gonna fill this up to pretty much the top. I did put it on a cookie sheet just in case it runs out, it runs over or runs out of the cheesecake pan. Push my luck and get it right to the very top, but I think that's good enough. This is gonna bake at 350 for an hour. Okay, I'm gonna show you our oven. What I'm gonna do now is it's been an hour and 10 minutes. What I'm gonna do is turn the oven off, and I'm gonna crack it just a little bit, and you can kind of see what it looks like. So I'm gonna crack it. I'd like to leave it like right there. I might stick a wooden spoon or something in there. Well, it's probably all right. Anyway, it's gonna sit right there and let it slowly cool off. That way it won't crack as bad, but we're gonna let it cool for another hour, just like this. Okay, so it was in the oven for an hour just with the door cracked and with the oven turned off, letting it cool slowly. No cracks, that's good. So I've taken it out, I've set it on the counter. I'm gonna let it sit here until it basically gets to room temperature. So it's gonna probably take a couple hours to get there. It's still a little jiggly in the middle. I don't know if you can tell, but it's still a little wobbly in the middle. I'm hoping it'll firm up, but we'll see.
So my cheesecake has been in the refrigerator overnight, and I'm gonna
attempt to
take it out, because the bad thing is where it's going over the edge. Literally, that's not good. Because, here we go. There we go. Now we're gonna give it a try. Go ahead, you take the first bite. I cut a huge slice. Normally we would have a piece of our own, because I want a piece of my own, but I cut this so big because I really wanted to see inside that that's why we're sharing it. He's my guinea pig.
It has a different texture than like a New York style cheesecake.
Right. Okay.
But it's not bad at all.
Oh, that's delicious.
It has where we did that orange zest, it has a citrusy kind of.
Oh, I love it.
flavor.
I love the cinnamon. I taste the cinnamon. Yes.
My only complaint is the texture.
I
It
think
has a little bit of a gritty texture.
I think that's gonna be. I think that's.
You think it's the kind of cheese?
I think it's the ricotta cheese.
Yeah, it's kind of got a little bit of a really fine gritty texture.
Mm-hmm.
But the flavor is good. It's like a cinnamon, citrusy flavor that doesn't have any resemblance to an actual like New York style cheesecake, which is cream cheese.
Right.
And it's so strong cream cheese that that's your main flavor. This is very cheesy.
I think it's wonderful. I do get the citrus. I do get the, like Kevin said, I do get the cinnamon. Those are the stars of the show. And I love the crust on the bottom.
Yeah, the soft crust.
The soft,
I wonder how the
because
back's gonna be because it's thicker.
it's it would remind you of like a sugar cookie type crust on the bottom because it's got soft. But now we both like crust. We both like crispy crust, like on pies.
Not bad.
Not at all. No, that's really good.
I don't know if I'd compare that crust to what they have necessarily because I don't know, but
I like that has a lot of flavor.
it does have a lot of flavor to it.
It's absolutely delicious. So,
The only thing the only thing that could change, I like the flavor of the crust, but it's a little hard. I think if I'd done it the way with the eggs first, it wouldn't have been.
no, I don't think it would have. That's what I'm saying. From the very beginning, use 2 eggs. Just we'll have to amend that, at the beginning.
Yeah.
But,
I also think you probably could get away with buying one of those, like a Pillsbury already rolled out pie crusts. Not the
Right.
ones in the tins, but they make them that are flat.
yes.
And that are like folded in a package or rolled or something like that.
They're in the freezer section.
Yeah, I think you could probably get away with one of those because it's basically the same thing. It actually might be softer and crisper and flakier if you use one of those. So if you didn't want to make your own crust, just use one of those and it would be good too.
Right. Well, if you're looking for the recipe from Patsy's Italian Restaurant, this might help. This is our attempt. I think it worked.
Yeah,
I
good.
think it's delicious. We've never been to New York or to Patsy's, and our crust did not go over the top like theirs does. Their crust actually goes over the
Yeah, it
top.
had a ring around it. And then they add like a strips across it.
Yes, he put strips of dough across the top. So this is not their the exact way they did the dough, but I think
good.
we succeeded.
Yeah.
It's definitely not a fail for us.
Now, would you rather have a cream cheese based New York cheesecake or this ricotta cheese?
It's a different flavor.
It's completely
I think
different.
it's a completely different flavor. It's a different texture and it's a different flavor. I think a New York has more of a, it's sweet, but it has that little bit of a
tang
to it. Yeah, no, it does. And so this is to me, this is all sweet.
Yeah.
Because of that cinnamon and citrus.
The New York style is also a little firmer, whereas this is a little softer and looser.
Yes.
More like a mousse almost.
Yes.
But it is a little bit gritty from the cheese. So
I like this one. I really
I would
do.
rather have a New York.
You'd rather the New York, yeah. Well, I like this
good.
because I like those flavors that are
Yeah.
in this more than the traditional New York. So I hope you enjoyed the video and thanks for watching.